Hi everyone, welcome to my kitchen. In today's dinner series, I'm going to show you how to make a Bengali style aloo dum and serve it along with some luchi and pickled onions. It's a delicious dinner that you can make for a special weekend when you have some friends over or simply just for yourself and your family. So without wasting any time, let's just dive right in and start cooking. So in the first recipe, I'm going to show you how to make the Bengali style aloo dum and then we'll proceed to make the luchi. Okay, and first I'm going to grind in the ginger, onion and garlic paste. I'm going to add in the roughly chopped onions and I'm going to add in the garlic, the ginger and the green chilies. So I'm going to blend them to make a nice smooth paste, and after that we're going to cook it until it becomes a nice thick gravy for the aloo dum. Now that the paste is ready, I'm going to keep it to the side and show you how to roast the potatoes first. Into my preheated pan, I'm going to add in oil. I'm going to add a little extra oil so that the potatoes get roasted really well. We'll add in the baby potatoes that I've already boiled and kept, and so that it's faster to cook and it doesn't absorb that much oil. I'm going to sprinkle some salt, a little bit of turmeric powder and some red chili powder, and then roast it until you notice that it forms a nice brown crumb on the top. So now that the potatoes are roasted, I'm going to place it aside in another bowl and then make the masala for the aloo dum. And into the same pan, I'm going to add in the oil. I'm going to add in the whole spices. That's the cinnamon. If you have large cardamom, elaichi, then you add the large, just a couple of them. But since these are small, I'm adding a few extra. Cloves, bay leaves, and ginger, garlic and onion paste that we ground. And I'm going to saute this onion paste for about a couple of minutes until the raw smell almost goes away. It doesn't completely go away until you actually mix it in all the masalas. So I'm just going to cook it for about 2 minutes and then add in all the remaining masalas so the raw smell will go away. To this, I'm going to add in all my remaining masalas and then we'll cook it for some more time. That's the turmeric powder, red chili powder, I'm going to add some coriander powder and the garam masala powder. So when you actually add all these powders into the onion garlic paste and then saute for 3 to 4 minutes, you will notice that the raw smell of the onion garlic will completely go away. So that's a small trick. So you really don't need to add too much oil for the masala and then allow the oil to release. You can just cook it like this with a little less oil. I'm going to add in the tomato puree. You can also add finely chopped tomatoes, but I like adding the cooked tomato puree because then it makes cooking the aloo dum really quick. And then the dahi. So dahi is typically added into the Bengali aloo dum, and because it adds a little bit of sourness to the dum and it makes it really delicious. I will also be adding a pinch of sugar and salt into this so that the addition of dahi along with the sugar balances all the sourness. So I'm just going to go ahead and add in just a little bit of sugar. Add in the salt. I'm going to add in some kasuri methi. I like adding kasuri methi. It's maybe traditionally not added, but I'm just adding it just to give it an additional flavor and taste. And now I'm going to add in these roasted potatoes into the aloo dum and then simmer the aloo dum until it becomes nice and thick and it gets very well coated. The Bengali aloo dum does not have too much gravy in it, so you really have to cook the aloo dum very well until all the masalas stick to the aloo dum. So you really have to simmer the gravy a lot so that the masala will become thick and everything will just get stuck to the potatoes. So I'm going to cover the pan and then keep the lid slightly ajar, which means slightly open. As the steam escapes, the masala will get thicker and it'll coat the aloo very well. Okay, notice that the aloo dum is perfectly thickened. It took a good 30 minutes to simmer this, and then so all the water and moisture gets absorbed. Leaving the lid a little open helps so that the moisture escapes. So now this is ready. I'm going to show you how to make the luchi and serve it along with some pickled onions. So now time to make a luchis. Luchi is a Bengali style puri that's made with maida and kneaded along with some ghee. So I'm going to be using my MasterChef jar because it's really easy to knead atta, especially maida. So I have the atta kneading blade right in there, and into that I'm going to add in the maida. I'm going to add in the salt, a little bit of ghee, and I'm going to add in just a little water at a time. So I'm going to add in a little water now, and then later once it's churning, I'm going to add more water little by little. The dough has come together just beautifully. Now I'm going to take it out and then add a little more ghee on the top and then knead it and make balls out of it and then deep fry. So I'm going to just add just a little bit of ghee, and if you think there's a little excess moisture, you can add in some flour at this stage and then just knead, but I think it's just perfect. And I'm just going to knead just a little bit so it comes together and it's smooth. That's it. Now I'm going to shape and roll it into small balls to make puris, that is luchi. So I'm going to grease my fingers just a little bit and the surface. And I'm going to take one luchi dough and then roll it into an almost thin circle. You don't want it to be too thin, but just about thin enough for a puri. So remember, when you're rolling out puris, it typically tends to pull itself back inside. So even if you stretch it out and then make it a little bit longer and thinner, it's okay, because as you leave it to the side, it will pull itself back inside. So it's not a problem, even if you stretch it out a little thin. So once I've rolled all these luchi doughs out, I've preheated my oil for deep frying and I'm going to deep fry them. So now I'm ready to fry the luchis into the preheated oil. Ensure that you slide the puris gently and keep adding oil over the luchi so that it puffs up. Keep flipping it and frying it so it becomes brown, golden brown and crisp on both sides. So notice that the luchi is browned on both sides. It takes a little while to fry the maida puris. So I'm just going to drain it of all the excess oil and then place it by the side and then fry the remaining puris. I hope you enjoyed watching the dinner series of how to make the Bengali style aloo dum and the luchi along with the pickled onions. The pickled onions are really simple. I just cut the onions into rings, sprinkle some kala namak and squeeze some nimbu, and then that's it. It goes really well along with the aloo dum. And maybe you can end it along with a tall glass of lassi or a chash and you have a delicious special weekend dinner or a Sunday lunch. So do give these recipes a try. When you do, don't forget to share your feedback in the comments below, because I'll always be looking to hear back. Until then, until next time, happy cooking and healthy eating.